This is your sign to join a photo walk. Professor Heinz, who is a professional photographer and ambassador for Sony and Zeiss, was kind enough to organize a photo walk in Amsterdam. It was a perfect opportunity to learn from a master and also connect with other photographers. Photographers I'm still in contact till this day. In this video I'm going to share my pictures and also give you some advice in case you would like to join a photo walk yourself. This walk took between 2 and 3 hours and I managed to get 20 cool pictures, which for me is a good result. Obviously I made much more pictures than 20, but that's the thing about street photography, you need to take as many pictures as possible because most of the pictures will suck anyways. But obviously before you can go on your walk, you need gear. This can be everything, it can be your phone or a camera. I myself used the A6400 with the 1850 Sigma lens and I wasn't disappointed at all. When you go on a photo walk, I recommend to have like a zoom lens or a phone that can zoom in as far as possible because this gives you a great opportunity to experiment with different compositions and also stay away from the action in case you're shooting people or animals like birds. For example, this picture, I saw this guy with a really cool bike. And I think it would be a little bit weird if I had to like stand next to him to take the picture. But because my zoom lens, I could stand like a little bit further and just take the picture without bothering him. Another thing I recommend but wouldn't be necessary are ND filters. ND filters are like sunglasses for your lenses, but I didn't bring them that day. But when the sun is out and you want to have like this beautiful depth of field, you probably need an ND filter. But like I said, it's not necessary. There were many people with just their phones and they took beautiful pictures, so don't let gear hold you back. When you have your gear, it's time to know your camera settings. I think it's really tempting to shoot automatic, but let me tell you, like learning your settings will be worth it. The 3 most important things you need to know is like your ISO, aperture and shutter speed. And try to have your ISO as low as possible to avoid noise. The aperture will help you to get like this blurry background. But if you would like to do landscape, then maybe you have to shoot more wide. So how higher the number, how more things are in focus. So if you do landscapes, you probably might go above like 8 or 12. And if you would like to do more close-ups with like a blurry background, you can consider to go like 2.8 or something like 4. Good example is like this picture, and like you can see the background is quite sharp. If I would use like a wider aperture, then the background would be more blurry. This might have been better for this picture now I think about it. Another thing that's really important is the shutter speed. For me it's quite hard to explain what shutter speed does, but it's basically freeze the motion. Like for example at least they're really fast, so you would like to use a higher shutter speed because then you can like really freeze this motion. And maybe the same with like water. If you use like a lower number, then the water is like more blurry, which might give like this more dreamy look. Especially when you shoot people, you might want to use like a higher number because you can like freeze this motion. For example, this picture I took of this bike, if I would use like a lower number, then the bike, you would like see like this motion lines, which can maybe ruin the picture. So shutter speed is a really important thing. And I can do a whole video about camera settings, but I challenge you to experiment with it because if you know your camera settings, you can do everything you want. Nothing will stop you. Another thing I learned on this photo walk is to focus on details. When I saw the other pics of the photographers, I noticed that there I took so many pictures of things I didn't even notice, especially like people or things that was happening around us. So always look for these kind of details. This will probably make the best pictures. I have seen some things that like took my attention, like this beautiful staircase or like this wall. I think it's really easy to look at the big buildings and the things that everyone is looking at, but I learned that if you look around and try to find like the hidden spots, you can take some really great pictures. So on my next photo walk, I would like to be better at it. Because like I said, I've seen so many cool pictures of other people, of things I haven't even noticed. And I think I need to practice my noticing skills, so however you call it. And something I learned is that you have to be patient. So for example, when I see tourists, they just take a picture in 5 seconds and they just move on with their day. And I think as a photographer, you need to learn to wait for the right moment. For example, on the canals, there's so many boats passing by, and I just stay there for like maybe 20-30 minutes to get the right shot. And it was really nice because we were like with this group of people, so we were all waiting for the perfect moment. And I think like this you'll get the best picture. Just choose a spot and just stay there for maybe 20 minutes or even more and just see what's happening and capture that. The waiting time will be worth it when you look at your final pictures. And to be fair, I also had a really nice view, so I had nothing to complain. And another tip I can definitely give you is to play with foreground and background. And what I mean with that is instead of taking a picture Put something on the foreground, like for example here, where I put like the bridge at the foreground and you could see the ship like on the background. This creates like a depth of field, and which is really cool. And what we learned earlier, when your aperture has a low number, the background will be a little bit blurry. But you can also make the foreground blurry, which gives like this really cool depth of field. So it's definitely something I recommend. It can be everything. It can be a leaf, it can be a tree. Just put something on the foreground and it will like improve your pictures immediately. And you can also do that with objects. Like I saw this building and I liked it so much because the tree were covering it. So I feel like it made this picture a little bit more interesting than if there wouldn't be no trees at all. So again, really experiment with foreground and background. And one thing you also have to look for is the lighting. Like here outside, the sun does really amazing things. So like look around and see where the sun is coming from and what the sun is touching. One really good example is when I saw this tree. Nobody was getting why I was like taking pictures of this random tree, but I just loved the lighting so much. The lighting was so nice and so beautiful how it hit the tree. And also in this building, I just saw the shadow and I thought it was so cool. The tool for an artist is a pencil, and a tool for a photographer and filmmaker is light. Without light, you won't have a good picture. Light is so important, and light can make or break your picture as well. So always look for the light. And speaking about light, you have to take pictures of the sunset, or in the golden hour, or in the blue hour. In the blue and golden hour, the lighting is a little bit different, which creates this really cool effect. I think everyone at the walk had the most fun during this hour because we took so many cool pictures. And these pictures would look so different if we took them earlier or later. So definitely shoot at the sunset, it's really fun. And the last tip I would like to give you is to try new things. For example, I met like this lovely couple and they were really into long exposure photography, and I never tried long exposure photography. And we just went to a bridge, just stayed there for maybe 30 minutes and we just were like shooting passing boats that had like this lighting things on it. And it was really fun, and it's something I definitely would like to do more often. You are on Photowalk, try to do new things. You can make mistakes, you're not working for a client, you just do this for yourself. Try new things, try to experiment, maybe do things you didn't do before. Try different angles, try different lenses, maybe swap lenses with the other people, maybe give yourself a challenge and you only use one prime lens. Yes, do new things on your Photowalk. That will keep it fun and it will make you a better photographer. So this was my video, really quick. I will definitely do more photo walks and maybe next time I will like make a little vlog about it. And if you would like to see my pictures, I try to be more active on my Instagram page, so you can follow that if you would like. And before you go, YouTube thinks you might like this video. So before you go, check that out and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!